Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and everything in between. Welcome back to another episode of Geeks Watch. First, let's address the so-called elephant in the room. You may notice that my desk is fairly bare. Things look a little different. I have been doing some remodeling in here. There may be a slight echo because the room is bare at the moment. You notice nothing on the shelves. There's nothing on the shelf. Can you see? No, there's nothing on the shelves down here. So you have an echo in here that will probably go away once I'm done with the remodeling stuff. The desk is in a different corner of the room. It used to be over there. Now it's over here. So, things are in transition. Obviously, I have to pull the crap back up on my desk, which I will do over the course of the next several days. So, that out of the way, I want to talk about Nimona, which I saw on Netflix. My kids asked me to watch it. They said it was good. I watched it. I did not regret it. Nimona is the story actually of Ballister, who is a knight. This takes place in a futuristic city, but based on medieval knights. It's like in the past, there was this brave knight named Glorith who defeated a monster. She set up this knighthood of all the descendants of those knights who fought the monster were supposed to go forward and help the city in the future. Enter Ballister, who is not a descendant of the knights. He's a commoner, so he has some problems. He is framed for a crime he didn't commit, and while on the run, he meets up with Nimona, who has decided, since he is now a criminal and is in need of a sidekick, she has decided to be that evil sidekick, not knowing that Ballister is actually an honorable person who does not want to engage in villainous activities. He just wants to clear his name. Comedy ensues. Man, did I love this. There are a lot of things I thought they did really well. I thought the back and forth banter between Nimona and Ballister was just phenomenal. So funny. I like their relationship and their dynamic. I like where their relationship grows and evolves. Some of the other characters are a bit two-dimensional. Ballister's nemesis / boyfriend. I thought there's a good relationship there. But that's really, there's really only about 5 real characters in this film that have any kind of characterization or dialogue, really. 5 or 6. So, yeah, we really only get to see real development of Ballister, Nimona, and Ambrosius, I think his name is. The other characters are fairly two-dimensional, so that's a slight criticism that I have. But having said that, this film was so fun to watch. The visualizations, the art is very stylized, very, very vertical, a lot of vertical lines, very little roundness. Just a lot of straight lines. Not 100%, but yeah, it's a very vertical film in the art style. And the thing that was pointed out to me is that the further you get from the camera, the more abstract and stylized the art becomes. It goes from being detailed to being very, very flat and abstract as you get further away from the point of view of the camera, which I did not notice at the first point, not consciously. Once it was pointed out to me, I was like, oh yeah, it was one of the things that like popped out at me once someone pointed it out to me. This film took some heavy inspiration from some old style cartoons, like the old Chuck Jones cartoons that I grew up loving. Just the way the banter is back and forth, the way the physical comedy is done. It kind of reminds me of actually Rapunzel, Disney's Rapunzel, in the opening heavy comedic banter of like Flynn Rider in that film. Some of the physical comedy in Frozen and the banter in not Frozen, sorry. The banter and physical comedy in Rapunzel reminds me, this was what reminded me of that. And I also love Rapunzel. This film is based on a comic book, which I did not know. Once I watched this, I started doing all kinds of research to find out as much cool stuff about it as I could. This is very different from the comic book. The characters are the same. The way the story unfolds is very, very different. So if you've read the comic book and haven't watched this yet, be prepared that they are two very different stories. Some similarities, definitely. Yes, I just really, really love this. It's one of those things that, like, in hindsight, yes, I have a few criticisms. There are a few emotional pivots that I thought either they just didn't land well, but there are very, very few of them. And there's not a real lot of character development or backstory or world exploration, world building or world exploration. It's more like just an hour and a half minute long Saturday morning cartoon with some serious beats in there. It's just so fun to just, make yourself a big bowl of popcorn and just watch these two go at it. Like I said, there are some very touching and serious moments, but for the most part, yeah, it's an hour and a half long Looney Tunes cartoon, and it is just as much fun to watch. I highly recommend it. I hope more stuff like this gets made. Some more backstory. Disney actually killed this. It was made by Blue Sky Studios. Blue Sky Studios pulled the funding. Disney bought Blue Sky Studios and canceled it. This is one of those labor of love things where people just refuse to let this thing die. Disney had an opportunity to make this, and they pulled the plug on it deliberately. They shut it down. And the work was mostly finished too. I mean, it just needed some final touches and a little bit extra love. And Disney didn't want it. They passed on it, and they passed on a gem. And all because the only thing I can think of is that they didn't think it would make any money, or they thought it would. They thought it wouldn't go over very well. And Disney execs are frequently stupid. Having said that, I love this thing, and I hope to see more from this studio who made it. I really do. They did an excellent job with very few criticisms from me. So, as always, thanks for watching. I can't wait to finish doing this stuff with this room. It's just so bare at the moment, and I can't wait to fill it up with my crap. If you like this stuff, whatever, watch my other stuff. And until next time, good hunting.